Hey folks, Wednesday, the 12th of October 2022, and what we have had overnight is Governor Bailey from the Bank of England was speaking at a lunch in Washington yesterday, which was late for the markets here in Europe, and he basically told the markets that they've got 3 days left for the BOE to support the bond market, the gilt, and then they're done. And, really probably the worst thing he could have said at this given time. And you're seeing gilts up and down 90 ticks there earlier on today. And bonds are a little bit shocked and flatlining since that. It's been a bit of a shimmy back and forth on the bonds. But let's get over and have a look at these charts here. And, what you can see is cable reaching new lows for all time here last night. This really caused a shocker. Oh, sorry, we're not new all time lows ever. That was actually on the 26th for the mini budget. We got down there to just around the spot 03s. But sorry, we pushed down here on cable last night. You can see that kind of kicked in there at about 6 p.m. Causing ruckus really across the markets. And so, we're coming off worse levels on cable. Bund, I think, is recovering, but it's not long until we look for that par with the dollar down here, which is it's approximately from where we are now. It's about just 9.6%. Well, let's call it 9.5% down from where we are. So, we have this gap, which was a lovely short back here on the double test. That was back last week here, but essentially, I think cable is in a bit of trouble here. We've had pretty soft industrial production data out of the UK and GDP data misses across the board this morning for the UK. But looking into this US session here, really what we can see is equities kind of coming off the worst levels yesterday. Lovely trades there, target the low yesterday, which was actually the low of, the low of the week on the SPOOs. I think there we go. The low of last week as well. Bit of a target for us to try and get to yesterday, but double tapping on the low of day and then coming back inside on the day. It was looking green on the screen, and then really Governor Bailey at 6 o'clock just absolutely decimating all of these markets at that time. So for me, it's going to be quiet until we get into the US session, where we have what have we got? It's core CPIs core PPIs and PPIs to come out of the US. So I think hot figures here are going to be feeding into further like a bid. I don't know how long that bid will last. But nonetheless, we've seen good data. Is bad for the markets, and bad data is good for the markets at the moment. So, if we get the hot CPIs, up we go, feeding into what should be a less hawkish Fed and FOMC. However, they have been consistently saying that they are nowhere near a pivot, and I tend to believe them. I tend to believe them on that. So, with these US markets, look, I think we got 36, 35s, high of day currently on the SPOOs. I think a rally further up to the 36.74s probably would be sold there just in front of R2. Kind of keep an eye on that. And if we head off to the downside, we've been looking at supports to come in around this 35.44s area for a bit of a week now. So, well, actually a couple of weeks now. So we'll keep that marked up on the charts. We're getting some really good trades in the room, by just putting in our normal detailed call at 145 each day, and we're continuing to monitor these markets as the bear trend does unfortunately continue, even though we are slipping, just going sideways for the last couple of days here in these markets. WTI just can't get above this invasion top 89.66s. So, really the supports in this area below 87.67s. I'm looking for this monthly level 87.74s, 87.74s to trade here, and then for buyers to really start to come in and appear for the long push. One thing that the market is not prepared for is the reopening of China to come out of lockdown. So, do be aware of that coming. I mean, I don't think we're anywhere near that at the moment, but just be aware of that coming across the news over the coming kind of couple of weeks. Should we get that, I think we're going to have such a surge of buying into oil on that day and indeed on that week. So, very quiet markets, not much to do here. A couple of morning trends presenting themselves here, like on equities. You're seeing this. Trying to break down at the moment. NASDAQ, you're kind of seeing a little bit of this going on as well here in the NASDAQ. So just keep your eye out for a breakdown, because we will trade NASDAQ at 10, 736s. The Dow is actually really put up a great performance to come out of the lows here yesterday on the Dow. Maybe some sign of dip buyers coming in, and we are at the right valuations for that. I think, we really are. On the bond, however, it's not looking so rosy if we kind of look at the bonds here, which will move in sympathy with the gilts out of the UK. You're looking at weekly bars here. We're really going to be heading back to 2015 levels. Well, we're already there. 2015 levels. And the bottom of this zone really is going to be the 133.63s, where we've already hit the 135.52, well, almost 52s yesterday. So, if we can't get back inside this kind of blue area of marked up here, I think we're going to auction down to, yesterday's lows and potentially beyond on the bund. So do keep an eye out for that. And gold really not showing me a floor around the 17 handles just yet. So nothing to do there on gold. All right, that's it for me from the pre-US session. Hope everyone's doing well. Please do click the link and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the Discord. Take it easy. Bye-bye.